I spent $325 on this package containing over 100 Lego minifigures, and in this video we'll go through all of them one by one to find out how much they're worth and to see if this was a good purchase or not. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Wow, look at all those minifigures. There's so many of them. That's gonna be a great lot. The first one I'm noticing that's actually worth quite a bit is this clone pilot. This is the Phase 1 clone pilot without the printed legs from the Republic gunship, and I believe the Republic gunship microfighter, but this one might have had the printed legs, so I think this one's exclusive and it goes for about $15. It's actually a very cool figure. Next up is another clone, and this is another very nice find, probably one of my favorite clones. Very well done by Lego considering how old it is, because it was released in 2012. And look at the prints on this guy, this ARC Trooper hammer. This guy is missing his backpack unfortunately, but it's not an expensive piece to replace, so he goes for at least $30 to $35. We also have Kylo Ren, and I believe this is the variant that was released. Kylo Ren's fighter. He has his hair, his alternate face. This one's pretty cool too. He must go for about $10 at least. I see two clone Bomb Squad clone troopers right here. Those two were released in the 2011 Clone Troopers battle pack, and they're actually exclusive. They're not rare though, because that battle pack was released so many times, but they're great figures, especially for their cost. They're only about $5 to $6 each. Next up, we have this Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This is the first one that Lego did, or actually the second one from 2013. It's a pretty cool one. Good prints, especially for a 2013 figure. You can't complain. Next up, we have two droid commandos. Those are some very cool figures from the Clone Wars, and they're not the commanders, so they're worth about $5 a piece. Next up, we have another Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This time though, he has his little gear right here, the visor, which makes him cooler. That's a cool clone trooper. Once again, very cool to have it. It's our second one, and it goes for about $8. We also have the best Jedi ever, and this is Nadar Veb. I don't know if you've seen the Clone Wars, but he's a very skilled Jedi, and this guy is actually quite popular. He goes for about $8, and usually they're always cracked, so let's see if this one's cracked. Not sure why, but it's kind of a curse of this minifigure, and it's not cracked, so maybe it might be worth $10 in this case. We do have some superheroes figures as well, so this is the first one that I'll show you guys. This is the Joker. Pretty cool figure, can't go wrong with this guy. The one from The Dark Knight is such a cool villain. That was probably one of my favorite superhero movies, if not my favorite. Actually, yeah, one of my favorite for sure. But Batman The Dark Knight, that was a really good one. This commando droid right here, this is our third, worth about $5. We also have this super battle droid right here. This is the first version that Lego did, so that one's about $5. It's crazy how they kept doing the same version for years, and then finally they changed it, I think in 2024, so a year ago only. Next up, we have a superhero figure. This is this guy right here. I'm not very knowledgeable with the superhero, so I'm not sure who that is, but with a cape, a spongy white cape, he might be worth quite a bit. We do have a pretty expensive Jedi. This is
4 hours later.
This is Stas Sally right here, and she goes for about $35. She only came out in the 2013 Homing Spider Droid, so it's actually an exclusive figure. And we do have a second one right here, so maybe that's why we had two Phase 1 Clone Troopers. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Super Battle Droid, because I think there was another one in that set. But here we go, another one right here, and she seems to be in good condition. Those are actually really popular, so you can easily get $35 for each of them. And then we have another cool Jedi right here, and this is Jack, and he even came with his hair, so I'll definitely take them. Not sure if it's the right piece right there, might not be the right hair piece, but we'll take it. And this is the Jack with the Clone Trooper helmet, so he's actually worth more, I believe, than the Stormtrooper one at about $35 as well. So very cool figure right there. Next up, we got this Miles Morales right here. This is a very cool figure. I actually only saw the movie recently, and it was actually really good. It's well animated, especially for 2018. I was quite surprised, because it's been a while now since it was released. 7 years. That's crazy how time flies. Next up, we have this ARC Trooper. This one goes for about $7, and it was released in the same set as the ARC Trooper. Next up, we have our first Batman, and this is a figure that's pretty common, so I don't think it's worth much. We'll probably get some more Batmans in this bundle. Usually they go for about $4 to $5, but there are some very variants that go for a bit more. It really depends. Here we have Iden Versio. Very cool minifigure right there. And she goes for about $13 last time I checked, but she might be worth a little less now, maybe 10. But she came from Battlefront, and Battlefront's a very popular game, especially when it came out, so that's why it's worth quite a bit. Next up we have my favorite Star Wars character, Darth Vader. And this is, I believe, the one with the white pupils, as you can see right here. And this one came in a few sets. It's the one with the Death Star torso, so he came in the Death Star as well as a few other sets. And then next up we have another Batman right here. Look at this one, pretty common as well. I don't think it's worth much. We also have this guy. This is Robin. This one goes for a solid $8, I believe, at least. Next up we have a Shadow Stormtrooper right here, and he has a black head, so that's not the right head. It's supposed to be an angry clone head. Luckily though, I do have some extra heads, so it's no big deal. Next up we have this guy right here, and is this another variant of Robin? I'm not sure, but he seems to be in good condition. Here we have this Obi-Wan Kenobi from 2014, the Grievous Wheelbite Chase, and this one is actually really cool. This is the episode 3 Obi-Wan. He goes for about, I believe, $6 to $7. We also have Venom. That's another cool figure, not worth much though, only about $2. We also have his other variants right here, and this one's also worth only about $2. He's not super expensive, and I believe it's just because it was released in a bunch of sets. It is a very cool figure in my opinion though. Here we have this guy from the Miles Morales movie. This is Spider-Man Noir, and he's in pretty good condition. Very cool one with the hat. Definitely take it. I know he goes for quite a bit, at least $20. And then right here we have another cool figure. We have Sandman with the angry clone head, and I really like that piece right here, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes for at least $6-7. Wouldn't be too surprising. Here we have two Jet Troopers. Those are very cool. One of them though is missing his backpack, unfortunately, but even then they go for about $3 a piece. Here we have a Praetorian Guard. They're not super expensive, but they're cool figures. I'll definitely take it. It's probably the one from the battle pack, so it's probably like $4 to $5. And we do have another one right here. I don't think this one came from the throne room because he doesn't have that little robe, so he's probably worth $4 to $5 as well. And then we have a third one, and I think, yeah, it's the same one that we just saw, so another $5 at least. Then here we have a Sith Trooper. This one's worth about $4 as well, and was released in the Sith Trooper battle pack. Then we have this figure right here. This is a very cool one. This is Iron Man, and it's always nice to get this guy. I know there's a bunch of variants, so I'm not sure how much this one goes for. Probably $6-7 at least. Then we have this guy right here. This is Carnage, and he goes for about $4. We also have this guy right here. This is from the Iden Versio set, so Infernal Squad battle pack. He goes for about $9. And we do have a second one right here. Just curious to see if it's the same one. Nope, this one has the angry clone head, so it's a different variant. Probably worth the same price as the previous one though. Then I see a TIE Fighter pilot, and this is the, not the OG version, but the one from the TIE Defender, and I think it was released in a few other sets as well, or actually no, because he does have that head that's different from TIE Defender one. So I'm not sure how much this one's worth. Probably $3. I think it was released in the 2012 TIE Fighter. That's when Lego tried those new heads, but I think people prefer the black ones because they went back to the black ones. And we have a second one. This time though, his head is a little more tan than the other one. I think the 10 heads were supposed to only be for the Sand Troopers, and then there was like some kind of misprint, and there were some darker ones in 2012 for some other sets, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just random, but it's not a misprint. There's a bunch. They're not rare. Then we have this Bounty Hunter right here. This one goes for about $50. He was also released with Jack. Here we have a random Qui-Gon Jinn, and I'm saying it's random because it's an OG figure, and it's the only one I've seen in this bundle so far, so that's why it's so random. Next up, we have this Senate Commando, and this is actually a captain, and hopefully he has the right head. No angry clone head. It's supposed to be a different one, but it's only $1 difference, so it's not a big deal. This one was released in the Senate Commando Battle Pack, and it goes for about $5 to $6, I'd say. Then we also have this pilot right here. This Rebel pilot. He's not worth a bunch, maybe $5. Then we have this guy right here. This is a Luke Skywalker in his pilot uniform. He goes for about $5. Next up, we got Rey from Jakku. So she's not worth much, maybe $3. Pretty common figure. Was released in a bunch of sets. And here's another one that was released in a bunch of sets. This is this C-3PO, and he's worth about $3. We also have this guy right here. This is Dak Ralter, I believe. He goes for about $4 and was released in a bunch of sets as well. Or maybe not, but for some reason, he's just not that expensive. We do have another X-Wing pilot, Luke Skywalker. Same one that we just got, so $4 to $5. Then we have also an R2-D2 figure right here, and this is not an expensive variant. The only expensive variants are the one that have back prints on the back right here. This one's not worth much, probably $2. And we have a few other R2-D2. We have this one right here, same one as the one we just saw. And then we have a couple more. We have this one, which seems to be the one from the Clone Wars. I could be mistaken though. If that's the case, he's about $7 because he's quite rare. And then we have this other variant, and yeah, that's not the one from the Clone Wars, so I'm pretty sure the previous one was, and this one's only about $2, and he's quite damaged, so definitely not worth that much. Next up, this R4P17 from Obi-Wan Kenobi. This one's nice. Sadly, he's a bit damaged, but usually he goes for about $5 at least. Next up, we have a second Darth Vader figure, and I think it's the same one. Yeah, oh no, with the Death Star torso, but different head, so he might be worth a bit more. I'm not sure. There were some bite marks on the head though, so I don't think it's worth that much. Next up, we have another Batman. That's always nice to get. This one's a very cheap variant. I think it's only worth about $2 to $3. So we'll move on to the next one, which is another Batman. Once again, a pretty cheap one, maybe a bit more than the previous one, maybe at $3 to $4 this time. And then we have another Batman. This one's pretty cheap too, $2. We'll move on to the next figure, which is this guy right here, and this is the Mandalorian Tribe Warrior. That's a nice one. I really like that battle pack from the Mandalorian that was released in 2020. The Mandalorian goes for about $4. And then we also have Zuri, which is a strange figure. I don't remember seeing it in the Rise of Skywalker, although she did appear in that movie, so I don't even know if it's a she. I don't know. Haven't seen that movie in a while, to be honest. I was quite disappointed. I thought it was all right compared to The Last Jedi, but you know, that's not a good movie to compare it with. Now, we also have this Chewbacca. This one was released in a bunch of sets, so it's a pretty common one, worth about $3. We also have another Chewbacca. This time it's the one, I think that's the second version that Lego released, the reddish brown Chewbacca, worth about $3, and he has the wrong hands, but that's not really a big concern of mine right now. Next up, we have another Jedi, and this is Anakin Skywalker. This one goes for quite a bit, especially with those printed legs. I wouldn't be surprised if this one's a $12 figure right there. Those Jedis are always nice to get. We also have this guy, which is the Mandalorian with a black cape for some reason. I'll take it. I mean, he's not supposed to come with it, but hey, I won't complain. And this Mandalorian right here is not worth much. I think it's a $4 figure. The Mandalorian was released in a bunch of sets, so it's not super nice to have it at this point. It's quite, you know, it's just a meh feeling, but I will take it. Then here we have a Bat Girl, I guess. Ooh, there's her prints on the head is fading, unfortunately. But usually she goes for about $10, and we have another $10 to $12 figure right here. This is Batwoman, and yeah, she's worth quite a bit. She has that like exclusive piece, I believe, or that nice piece at least. That's worth quite a bit. It's a nice figure. Next up, we have the Flash right here. This one's a cool figure as well. There's a bunch of variants of the Flash. Usually he goes for about $6 to $7. Next up, we have our first Ninjago guy, this Snake, worth about $2 to $3. We have also our first Harry Potter figure. Not sure who that is. Haven't seen Harry Potter in a while, so can't really tell which set it came from. I'm not really into Lego Harry Potter as much. Then we also have this AT-AT driver worth about $2. We also have this Tusken Raider worth about $3. It's nice that Lego made the Tusken Raider easy to get, in my opinion, because now you can build an army. A bit like the Stormtroopers. I feel like at first the Stormtroopers were kind of hard to get from, like, I'd say from 2013 to like 2016. They were kind of hard to get until like there was that battle pack with the 2 Stormtroopers and Death Troopers in 2016. And then we have another guy from the squad with Iden Versio, the Inferno squad. And then we have our second Mandalorian tribe warrior worth about $4. We also have this baby Yoda, and there's 2 of them. Is it me or one of them is fake? Like, why is this one right here different? Yeah, it's not even a real one. The seller charged me for this one. It's not even real, but this one's a real one worth about $4. I'll let the seller know. I'll be like, bro, what? Not a real Lego. It's a cute one though. It's funny. Next up, we have a BB-8, and BB-8 is actually worth $4. I feel like it went up in value because at some point it was only like $2 to $3, so it definitely went up in value. And this is the one with the small receptor, which is still worth as much as the other one, I believe, maybe slightly less. So it's surprising. So we got 2 BB-8, and then we have Spider-Man. What good is it to have a superhero bundle if you don't have Spider-Man in it, right? Printed arms, pretty good one, probably worth $4. Then we have this small Robin. This one's actually worth about $5, still not super expensive. We have our second Zach Router. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I didn't see any snowtroopers though. I thought it was the one from 2014 with the snowtroopers, but maybe not. The snow speeder, I mean, but perhaps not. Then we also have another BB-8 with a small, actually this is the big photoreceptor, so it's a different one. Yeah, big photoreceptor. Next up, we have another Spider-Man, and I think that's not the OG, but one of the first versions, so he's only about $2. We also have another one right here, and this time he has printed legs, so he's worth a bit more, $3. Then we have a Captain America from the Micro Heroes, I believe. This one's about $2. They're not super expensive. Not a big fan of that series anyway, so it's whatever. And then we have another Spider-Man, another $3 Spider-Man. I like the dual molded legs, but they're actually cheap. Sometimes dual molded legs go for a lot, but not when it comes to Spider-Man. And then we have another Batman, another variant. So I like how they're all different in this bundle. This one only goes for probably $3 to $4. The only Batman that go for a lot are usually the ones that have a lot of prints. Usually they're exclusive, like the ones from the Batmobiles. Then we have Rey from Jakku, only a $3 figure. Then we have this Tusken Raider. I think this is a different version, or actually no, it's the same one that we got earlier in this video, so he's about $3. Then we have the Penguin. This one's about $4. We have this Naboo guy with the jumpsuit. This one goes for about $3. We also have Groot. Groot is a really cool figure from superheroes. He goes for about $5 to $6, I believe. Then we have Yoda, and this one was released in a bunch of sets, but somehow it's still worth at least $5. Probably close to $6 to $7. And then we also have this Sith Trooper right here. This one's about $3 from the Sith Trooper Battle Pack. So we have all the figures from that set. And then we also have the Joker as a robber. Or actually, no, this is a henchman. This is not the Joker, but there's a Joker like that with the prison outfit, and he goes for a lot. I think $30. The henchman is only like $5, I believe. Next up, we have this Ninjago snake. This is our second, so there were only 2 Ninjago figures. This one goes for about $3. And finally, we have, I believe this is Nick Fury from Avengers. My friend Samuel L. Jackson. Nice to have this figure, and I'm not sure, I never had that variant before, so he might go for a lot. I'm not even gonna put a price on it because, like I said, I never had that variant, so could be $30, but he could also only be $5. I have no clue. So that's it for this unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and you can go ahead and watch this one next. I'll see you there. Bye bye.